Hi guys, Retrocengo here. Welcome back to my channel. This is a late night video. This video is gonna be a DOS gaming video because about a week ago I heard the music, the general MIDI music on these old DOS games. Nothing that I knew about back in the days, and I just fell in love with the general MIDI music. I watched a video that LGR made. He reviewed an IBM desktop computer called the PS2, and I just fell in love with the design. I have always loved the desktop design. I really love this old, old computers was always like this. I remember when the towers came, they were just so popular in the early 90s, but the old computers was like this, and I really love the retro look like this and having the monitor on top and all that. It's just so special for me. So after I watched this review, I wanted a desktop computer. I wanted to experience the general MIDI music. I wanted to have an IBM computer, just like in the video I saw with the review that LGR did. So the hunt began, and same day I found out that the PS2 model was around 25 megahertz. The PS2 model had its own expansion slots that IBM made back then, and it was not possible for me to put in a standard ISA Soundblaster AWE32 sound card, and that was the first problem. The second problem was I started with the Commodore 64. That was my first love. And then I upgraded to the Amiga 600, and that was just an incredible update until I saw Doom and Doom 2. I was so much in love with the PC, and I really wanted a PC. So I ended up, just like so many others, selling my Amiga and buying my first personal computer PC. And my first experience with a PC was a 486DX2 100 megahertz. So the games I played, the games I know, was from that era. You know, Doom, Duke Nukem 3D, Command and Conquer, Warcraft 2 and all that. So up around, you know, mid 94, 95 and so on was my PC experience. I never played games on a 286 and all that. I don't know Duke Nukem 1 and no. So I found out that the PS2 model was around 25 megahertz or maybe 50 megahertz, and that was just not powerful enough for what I wanted, because I don't just want to listen to general MIDI games. No, I want to replay all the old games that I just loved back then. So it needs to have 100 megahertz processor, DX4. So that was the second problem. So what to do? I love the design of the PS2, IBM PS2 models, but the big on and off button and all that, but I couldn't use it. So I don't want to just buy one to just have it on stock, you know. I want to use it. So I was looking around and all that, searching eBay and here in Denmark and all that, and I found out the prices are not cheap on these old IBM machines. They're just other people also think that they're awesome. So next day I was riding with a YouTube subscriber, and I was helping a guy called Alan. He wanted some help on setting up his compact flash card on his Amiga 1200 and all that. And later that day he wrote to me that he had 3 Amiga 600, Amiga 500s and 1 Amiga 600 that he didn't use anymore, and they had hard disks, and the Amiga 500 had sidecar expansions, and if I was interested I could just come and buy them. So I visited Alan, and he has been a subscriber for 3 months or something, so we have written a lot of back and forth. Really nice guy. So I bought all the Amigas he wanted to sell, but he had a couple of Amiga 1200s and all that awesome stuff. But then I saw this machine, and I said, Alan, is this one for sale? And he said no. I said, does it work? Do you use it? And he said no. He bought it in the mid-90s from new. He used it at his company for about 6 months, and then his company closed down, and then he was on a journey world around for some years, and when he came back to Denmark, this one was obsolete, so he just jumped over to a Pentium 2. So this one had been used for 6 months. That was it. I mean, I haven't cleaned it, as you can see. It's got some dust on it and all that. But guys, I said, I really want to buy this. And he said, well, it's not for sale, but he wasn't sure. And I said, just give me a number. And he said, if you pay this amount, it's about what a pumped up Amiga 1200 goes for. If you pay that, I will sell it, he said. And I said, hell yeah. Didn't know what was inside, no nothing. So I just paid the man. I bought this. The Amigas I bought, I haven't checked them yet, because this week it has been all about DOS. I came home, and I was just so happy. I mean, this disc jock cabinet, and look at this, guys. It's just so awesome. And I found out after I bought it that it's a 486 DX2 66MHz, 4 megs of RAM, and 424 megabytes of hard disk. And I have also found out that this one is always broken off, so I have to be really careful with this one. This one has no cracks, no nothing. It's just like new. It's just an incredible condition. I really love the design. So I got it home. It had 4 megs of IBM RAM. I upgraded it because it uses normal what's it called? 8 EDO RAM or something like that. It's the same RAM that's on my Amiga 1200's accelerator boards and all that. So I just took 2 16 megs of RAM and I plugged it in and upgraded from 4 to 32 megs of RAM. Alright, it's got the built-in hard drive. DOS was installed, and I upgraded to this sound card. It's called Soundblaster, as you can see here, CT2750 Soundblaster AWE32 with 2 megs of RAM. I installed that. Then I wanted to upgrade to a compact flash card, and I had some trouble with it. And later on, I haven't used DOS or these old machines for so many years, so I should read and all that, and I hate that. That's just so boring. I just want to make it work, you know. But I found out that maybe a BIOS upgrade would help, so I upgraded it, and it actually found the 16 gigabyte after a BIOS update. So I installed DOS in there and Easy Drive, 8 partitions and all that. DOS runs perfect on this machine. The General MIDI, Monkey Island, Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 2. I mean, General MIDI music, this computer is just, it's incredible. I bought the bigger speakers and all that. I just love the General MIDI. I know you can buy the Roland MT32 or Roland SC55 and all that, but I don't have that much space in my game room. So I need that media player. I need to connect it to a amplifier and big speakers and all that. I just don't have room, guys, because my retro love just exploded this year, and I have Commodore 64, Amigas, and I have room for 3 computers on my disk here. And I love my Commodore 128D. I want to have that all the time, but I don't have room for that. And my Amiga 4000, and I love the Commodore 64 when I'm working with my old computers, when I'm recapping and all that. I love to listen to SID tunes and all that. So now this happens. DOS machines. I mean, I have no room, but I mean, the love and passion just exploded. So I set this one up. I was so happy. Until I installed Duke Nukem 3D. Now, as I said earlier, my first computer was 100 MHz, DX4. This one is a DX2. And DX2, I think, I mean, of course the DX4 models has something more, I don't know, maybe more built-in cache and something also runs with 100 MHz, and this one only 66. So I installed Duke Nukem 3D, the sound, just testing the sound with AWE32 in General MIDI. It sounds incredible. I mean, I'm just in love with the music, but I chose, I think it was called VESA 800 by 600, entered the game, and oh no. The 66 MHz DX2 is just not powerful enough. With 32 megs of RAM, it's just not powerful enough. But I ran it with my 100 MHz with 8 megs of RAM. So my happiness with this machine died that second. I have, in the manual it says that the jumpers, I can put in a 100 MHz processor in here. And then I read something about 3 volt and 5 volt and all that. I was just not sure, and I will not, I love this, the original condition, I love it, but I really want to upgrade and all that. So the same day this Duke Nukem thingy happened, I bought another DOS machine. So I will just, let's take a look at that one too. There we go. Look at this computer, guys. Isn't it just beautiful? The design of these old IBM machines are just incredible. I saw this, I bought it. It came with a, I think it's one of the first LCD displays. It's pretty thick, and it's original IBM from late 90s, I think. I mean, it is original IBM and all that, and I'm gonna make a review with this. I just bought it. I didn't care what was inside. I love the design. I have seen I have seen another guy on YouTube that he took everything off and made a powerful computer and used this cabinet and all that. I don't want to do that. I just want to keep it original. But I opened it, I looked inside, and everything is original. This one was from a medicine company, and this one hasn't been used. I mean, it's got no dust inside, no nothing, just dust on the outside, but inside the machine, it looks nice. It had a hole here. I just put in a DVD drive. It's not plugged in, no nothing. But as you can see, this one is a 486 again DX2 50 MHz. 4 megs of RAM, 270 megabyte of hard disk. So again, beautiful computer. I think it's beautiful. Beautiful computer, so nice design. It's an IBM Aptiva 2168-756 model, and it's an incredible machine, but again, not powerful enough for what I want to do with it, because I want a machine that can play Duke Nukem 3D, nothing more, because I have, if you watch, if you go 1 or 2 months back, I have reviewed my Pentium 2 350 megahertz that runs Windows 98 SE, and it runs perfect. I have another AWE32 sound card in that one. I just love it, but I want the real retro feeling, you know. So today I bought another machine. Let's take a look at that one, guys. This beauty. I know it's not a desktop computer, but it is a tower, but it's a Minitower, and I really like the design. It reminds me of my old 100 megahertz. Mine had a display here, and it had a turbo switch, so it could be 100, and when I switched to turbo off, it could be, I think it could be 33 or something like that. I'm not sure, but it had a big power on and off. It says Data Syd, Data South here in Denmark. I bought this machine today. I visited a Danish collector that collects all these retro machines called Ditlev. Thanks for a nice deal, Ditlev. And this guy had, I should just visit him 10-20 minutes. I was at his house for over 2 hours today, and he had, it's just crazy so many machines he had. So we was looking for a Pentium 3, and while looking after that one, I just saw this cabinet, and it just spoke to me, you know. I just fell in love with the design, and we took a quick look at it, and you know what, guys? Look at this. Look at this. Look at how awesome this is made. All right. Let's look at this baby. First of all, the motherboard. The first look, it says Intel, Pentium, and I was like, all right, Intel, that's nice to have on the chipset, I know. VIA here. The first thing I actually noticed was, of course, the Intel, but it had ISA slots for my ISA Soundblaster AWE32, because it's a must. I want to play DOS games and listen to general media in the background. I love it. So that was awesome. Other than that, I was hunting for a 486 100 megahertz. I saw this one, socket 7, and I remember after maybe a year, these Pentium computers came out. The Pentium 60, the Pentium 75 megahertz was actually faster than my 486 100 megahertz. We couldn't understand it back then, but I know now why. But back then I really wanted a Pentium, and one of my friends, after a couple of years, he bought a 133 megahertz, and we played FIFA 95, 96, I don't know what I think it was 96. and it was just the 3D graphics, and I mean it was just incredible. We played on my old machine. I played Lands of Lore, one of my favorite games. I have heard the MIDI music is awesome on that. I haven't heard it yet, but on the Pentium 133 we played Lands of Lore 2, and it was just mind-blowing how much power it had. So I saw this and I was like, this is still the retro feeling. I mean, yeah, I could go for a socket 3 and maybe find 100 megahertz, but socket 7 here, 133, and other than that, you can see the RAM here. The 486 used the 30, what's it called, 30 sim or something like that. This one used the 7-2 thingy, newer RAM blocks. And I saw this, it uses SD RAM. These are easier to get today. That was a really positive thing, that it uses newer RAM here. The Pentium processor, again, a positive thing. ISO slots, Intel, and other than that, I really like that this one has also built-in hard disk and CD-ROM controllers, instead of having a what's it called, a card that has the controllers, because I love when everything is just built in the motherboard. I don't like all the cables and all that. So I really love this idea, and I found out that from here it goes out to a PS2, so that's alright too. It's got this, it uses these old keyboard connectors, but I have that, it's alright. And actually I found out that using this keyboard is awesome instead of the newer ones, because when playing Duke Nukem or Doom, I use this button to, a lot, I don't know what's it called, and this one to shoot, and this one run fast. But on the newer PS2 keyboards, we have fire here, but this button is over here, and we got these two Windows buttons. So when I played Doom and all that with the newer keyboards, it was just, it sucked. While being on the best place in the gameplay, it just opened a window, and oh my god, it just ruined everything for me. So I love this keyboard. It's an old design, old model, and the real deal. I mean, as I said earlier, I want to have the real experience again. So I bought this one. I hope it works. Right now everything is disassembled, as you can see. I want to clean everything up. I want to test the power outlet. I want to replace the capacitors here. I want to replace the caps here on the main board, because I really want to take good care of this machine. BIOS update, and I hope I can run my compact flash card with this one. So guys, this one is gonna be my main DOS machine. So I'm not sure if I should just run DOS only. I mean, the DOS setup, I was a little afraid with the AWE32 sound card and all that, but I watched Phil's Computer Lab, awesome YouTube channel. Subscribe if you like old computers, because I mean, Phil's Computer Lab, he has everything, he explains everything you need to know. So I watched his channel. After that, it was really easy to set everything up in DOS. The drivers is on his web page, so you could just easily download what you need, and DOS setup was just easy. But I don't know, I'm using my Pentium 2 with Windows 98, and in DOS mode every game plays perfect. So I'm not sure if I should install only DOS or have Windows 98 in this. If I install Windows 98, I can play some newer games. I remember in 95, Command and Conquer came out, and it just conquered the world. It was just the best. And then I think a year after, we got Red Alert, and Red Alert was, oh, it was so good. Skirmish and online no, we didn't play online. We took our computers and to our friend's house and had LAN parties and all that. But when we got in Windows 95, we could play Red Alert in Super VGA mode. That was not possible in DOS. So when I'm thinking about that, I think I will install Windows 98 2nd edition on this machine to be able to play newer games, and maybe install a, what's it called? 3D accelerator card. I don't remember. 3D FX it was called, with Glide, because I remember Quake 2 and the Glide graphics. First time we saw it back then, it was oh my god, it was incredible. Quake 2 with Glide, and the music in Quake 2, the music, listen to it guys. I mean, if you like rock, heavy music, it's incredible, Quake 2. So yeah, this is gonna be my retro PC, and this is gonna be the video part 1, because after this I will start cleaning this machine and start reassembling everything, and maybe get some nice games and listen to some General MIDI in part 2. So I just want to say thank you for your time, thank you for watching, thank you for listening to my story, and I would love to hear your story. Why you bought the PC, which model, how many megas were your first PC? I mean, tell me about some of the games. Actually, earlier today on my Facebook channel, one of my subscribers, he wrote about Rapture, and I used to love that game, but I forgot everything about it. And when he wrote that, I was just, oh my god, the first game I'm gonna install will be Rapture, and I hope the General MIDI music is incredible in that game too. So if you have some awesome games with General MIDI, let me know guys. Until next time, play some good old DOS games. Have a nice night. Bye.